What's up, guys? This is Indy Supercross review. Dave, I mean, I love it, man. You just fill in. Hey, yeah, I can fill in. Whatever. You're
Yeah,
like the best alternate. And
nice.
what's also great about this one is you were at the we were all at the race, and so pretty sweet there. And Mets might join us. We don't know. He's working on a dirt bike right now, but and then Ryan couldn't make it. So once again, thanks, Dave. So let's get into some Indy Supercross. So let's start about the track. What do you guys think about the track? Looks super technical, in a sense. Um, do you think it was boring a track, very one lined, or what's your all's opinion? Start with you, Aaron.
Um, I don't know. Like the main events, I feel like they probably got a little goat pathy just because of the ruts and stuff. I feel like guys were just trying to find a way to survive. Like I don't know. Like it sounds like it was pretty brutal, like pretty much everywhere. But it looked and it looked like the whoops. It was pretty goat pathy for the whoops.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was tough, dude. They
Yeah.
said there a couple guys said that that's the hardest track they've ever ridden ever in Supercross.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I was listening to a Tom Vial like post race interview. He said he's never ridden a track ever like that before.
Dang.
Yeah, he was struggling for real.
Yeah.
Those whoops had his number for sure.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dave?
I mean, I thought variety wise it was pretty good. That rhythm lane, there's a lot of dudes doing like triple, single. Some of them were doing double, double, triples, double. So, I mean, there's definitely different options, but I mean, towards the end of the night, like I honestly don't know how Roxon was blasting through that rut. Like his balance is like insane. Like it was that rut and the whoops was just nuts. So
yeah.
But I thought it was cool. Like a couple of those like 90-90 turns with like the step on, step off thing. Like there was dudes like rolling it and doubling it. Like there's a lot of cool options, but it was hard to figure out like what was faster in a lot of them. And there was that section. I was sitting over by the rhythm sections, and the section over on the other side of the finish line. A couple of those spots, like you could, from where we were at, you could visibly see dudes like catching up like 3 bike lengths like quickly by doing a different rhythm through there. So
yeah,
I don't know. The dirt was, I mean, props to those freaking dirt guys, dude. Like they were trying to make something out of nothing. It looked like that. I mean, they were in their machines a lot more than they normally are during the Supercross races.
I noticed it looks like they must have got a couple extra ones too. Because shit, man, they had like 6 machines working on the track.
Yeah, dude, they had like 5 or 6 like full size skid steers and a dozer out there at one time, and
yeah,
that's the most like. I mean, obviously, as a dirt working guy, like I'm staring watching that shit half the time, But I was just like I was watching. I follow a couple of those dudes on Instagram, and he's just like posting like, this is the 676th time I fixed this triple today. Like, just like they were over it, I think. So
dude, it's wild too, because like last week we were talking about how like Indy, like the track layout looked like it was a pretty basic just stadium track setup, dude, and it turned out to be probably one of the hardest ones they're gonna ride this year, which is crazy.
Dirt's everything, dude. Like that dirt did not hold up.
Right?
Are those guys? Dave, are those guys using like a little float on those buckets? Because if not, those guys, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're probably good, but the way they like just take so little off on some of those jumps, are they using a float? Are they floating that bucket, or are they that good?
They're just that good.
I saw like I was sitting on the other side of the stadium, like over by the triple and stuff, like right in front of the triple, basically, and dude, they had a couple that had like the bucket style, but it had a Harley rake on the inside of the bucket that they were dragging with. That thing was pretty sweet too.
Yeah.
That's the CMP Attachments makes that. It's called a Hydro bucket. It's sweet. I actually on Monday morning I called them.
It was like pulverized. It was like
dude. That's what it does. It's like a little Harley rake in the back of it. It's cool. I actually called them on Monday to see if they made one for my small skid steer.
Nice.
Like, I want one of those things.
Yeah, I think it's pretty sick looking, dude.
Yeah.
I was right behind the rhythm section right before you go into the whoops, and I was noticing different ones. Like Tomac was double, triple, triple, and then like Barsha would triple, triple, single, and I couldn't tell which one was faster. I mean, not that Tomac, but I'm saying like Kenny was also doing what the Tomac was doing. Like, man, which one is faster? Where is Barsha gaining on Kenny? And I think it was just a little bit here and there, just very little bit here and there. It wasn't like a whole section, just be like a little bit. But then Kenny was awesome in the whoops, so that kept him, I think, a little bit. Don't get me wrong, Barsha was fast, but I think Kenny in the whoops was pretty good.
He just stayed like pretty consistent the whole time. He made a couple little mistakes, but like
Yeah,
I feel like he got a good start, dude, and he just stayed pretty consistent the whole race.
yeah.
And he had
Yes.
a couple good luck fortunes, you know, with Sexton going down and stuff like that.
Yeah, so Kickstart Kenny gets the first win, and we were just talking before we start recording. You're like, I told you always going to get a win, and man, it was cool to see. The crowd went crazy to see it. Everyone loved seeing Kenny get that win, and just some of the riders who even just came up to him after that was just like, it was pretty sweet to see. I'm glad I was there to see that.
Yeah. I mean, like technically he's really good, you know. We obviously know that he's a great rider, but like my only preseason thing we were talking about, I think before the season started, was just like his conditioning. You know, is he gonna be able to do that for 25 minutes? And I mean, he proved he can. And dude, Barsha too, holy shit, like he's been on a tear the last couple weeks too.
Yeah.
Setting fastest main event lap times. Like, you know, is he the new Cooper Webb? Like, what's going on here? Yeah.
Do you think, not to take away from Kenny, but some people were saying maybe the track was so technical that a lot of people just kind of didn't give it at all, and it kind of played into Kenny a little bit? Or is that a thought? What do you think, Dave?
People were just trying to survive.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Tomac in particular was probably in one of those spots where he's like, this could make or break other people's seasons, but for him, like the benefit of him going out and killing himself on that track was not where it needed to be. Like I think he's that confident that he's going to come back out on the next track or a few tracks and be fine. Like, in my opinion, he definitely, like, he wasn't riding like Tomac. I mean, he was definitely not riding at 100%. So,
yeah, I don't know if you guys saw him in the heat race. He was like, I've never seen him. How many times he looked back to see if he was like in anybody's way, and he was letting people by. It was wild,
dude. Like, I can imagine like everybody's arm fantasy picks were probably completely screwed, you know. But I had Christian Craig in 8th for the wild card.
So did I, dude. He screwed us both, bro.
Dude, he screwed us on like the last lap, dude.
Like a half lap to go. I'm like, come on, dude.
He let Craig just freaking go by him like the last lap, basically.
And if he wouldn't have let Craig go by, he'd still have the red plate.
Yeah, right. I know, right?
Like, screwed yourself and us, I guess.
Well, I think he still would have lost it, right? Because it would have been a tie in points. But since Cooper finished higher than him, I think Cooper might have technically had the red plate, but they still would have been tied though.
Yeah, you need to. I mean, dude, even if you are Tomac and you're trying to just, save yourself for later, like, dude, you can't let someone pass you on the last lap. That's insane. Like,
yeah,
I'm like,
I hope there's nothing going on with him, but.
Who knows? Hopefully not. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird, dude, because like he kind of pulled the same thing a few weeks ago, you know, and got like that 5th or 6th or whatever he got. And it looked like he was just kind of like cruising around the track, almost like what he did the other night. Then he came back and won, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's some people are saying that on that Tampa, or I don't know where it was, that Triple Crown where he went over that over under where he laid it down. Some people are saying he might have like tweaked something there. That's all speculation though.
Because I mean, he did have a knee injury. Like,
I mean, dude, last race he was. I mean, he looked pretty on point, you know. So I don't know.
So yeah, Kenny gets the win, brings his Kickstarter up, and it's great. But yeah, like you said, Aaron, man, Barsha the past 2 weeks he could have easily been podium on Daytona too.
He looks really hungry.
Yeah, contract year.
Yeah, him and Roxon.
Yeah,
I actually like almost most of the people in the field. I feel like it's a contract year for a lot of people. I think there's only like 2 or 3 that are locked in.
Cooper Webb gets third. Aaron, were you close to where Cooper Webb went down in the heat? Were you by that?
I can't remember what he did exactly.
I know he basically the bike did a flip. Somehow he got back on and still got fourth. But
I saw Sexton. That crash that Sexton had, like that little step up thing right before they come back and do the triple. Like I got a pretty good view of that.
Yeah, so it was right after that's where Webb went down in the heat. So Cooper Webb gets third, but he wasn't. He was kind of a little bit back there, but takes over the red plate by 1 point. Momentum, man, swinging his way.
It's dangerous. I feel like it's dangerous too. You know.
Yeah.
Because he wants to win them too. You know, like he doesn't want to go out there and get these second and thirds like he's been getting. You know, he wants to go out and win.
Do you think? Actually, I'll wait till I get there. Dave, anything on Cooper Webb? What do you think?
I mean, I liked him getting third because that's where I picked him for my Supercross fantasy team this week. I mean, he had the most to gain really from Tomac chilling. You know, I just don't think he didn't have it for those boys this weekend. Like they were going so fast. Barsha didn't even really get that great of a start either, did he? Didn't he come kind of through the pack a little bit?
Yeah, he came up through the pack.
Yeah, he was catching people through the whoops. Same with Sexton before he went down.
Man, Sexton was cruising through the whoops, dude.
Yeah. So fourth AP, right before like the main, I went out to the pits and I was like, Aaron, you're gonna get it. We're rooting for you for a podium. He's like, all right, man. And then like I was with Nate and he's like, man, I think that's gonna help. I'm like, that'd be sweet. And he just off the podium at 4th, so it was still cool. He was so great ride for Aaron. 4th, another contract year for him as well. Jason Anderson 5th, kind of quiet 5th. I mean, still decent. Kept himself out of trouble. Kept himself off the ground as well.
He was kind of back there a little ways too. He kind of worked himself up like through the main event.
Yeah.
But
I thought, and then so Adam Cicerelli got 6th. I thought Tomac was going to catch Adam because there was one part I was like, oh, Tomac's he changed his lineup and the rhythm. I was like, all right, he finally found. Not that he was going to get on the podium. I was like, he found his groove, and then nope, he just kind of laid back. I was like, man, if he gets Adam, he'll get it up there.
Yeah, I think he's best finish this year too.
I was really surprised that he held it together for coming back from injury. And being on that track, that I thought that was a really, really solid result for him.
Yeah, he said that was his best riding of the year so far.
He needed it, man. He had to be starting to second guess himself, which sucks when you start doing that as a rider. So I was really happy to see him like hanging in there, and I mean he wasn't far off the top 5. So
yeah, and supposedly he signed for 1 more year at Cowie, and so yeah, great ride for Adam. Do you think like Adam, who's come back from injury, I don't know about anybody else up top, like when they see like Tomac behind him, do you think that also makes them feel like they had a great ride? Do you think any of that's in like, man, the points leaders behind me, I had a great ride? Or do you think, no, I got a 6, I had a great ride?
There's a lot of carnage going on, but I mean, obviously beating the guys that are usually up on the podium is always probably a good feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, I think most of those dudes they have their own program though. They're riding their own races, and I think that they know if they rode well or not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably a bonus if they see guys like Sexton and Tomac down behind them, but they know during the race if they're feeling it or not feeling it. So,
Christian Craig, we were just mentioned beats Tomac on the last lap. Well, that all, as I didn't mention, that all stemmed of him beating Tomac because Dean Wilson went down right in front of Tomac. Did you see that?
yeah.
I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, you got to see that. So that basically like bunched him up.
All right.
Yeah, Tomac almost bulldozed him.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. So Dean Wilson goes down, then it bunched him, and then I think they had a half lap left. So Christian beats Tomac for 7th. Tomac gets 8th, and like we said, just laying off. What do you think? Just laying off, just chilling. Nothing irritate him. Do you guys think anything's wrong?
I think he just seemed like he was uncomfortable. He didn't really have that good of a heat race either, you know. And like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't qualify well. His heat race wasn't good, and he went backwards in the main. I mean, I think it's kind of exactly like what he did when he got 5th place a few weeks ago. He was just, when he's not feeling it, he's not going to push it.
Yeah.
He didn't look that great in the whoops. Like he didn't, I don't know, like the speed wasn't there like it was with some of those other guys.
Right.
I don't know if, confidence level. Yeah, just not feeling it.
Yeah, even we were talking like when I watched him in the heat, his suspension looked relatively soft in the whoops. I was like, he'll get that fixed.
That's what I was thinking too.
I was like, man,
that rear shock was like,
packing
up like in the fender really high, like his rebound was slow. And I think that having that set up softer probably hurt him, dude, because his bike was probably riding lower in the ruts, so like he was probably dragging his foot pegs a lot more than some of those other guys' bikes were.
So nothing on
the ruts all over the track were deep, like he was probably rubbing his feet like through the ruts, like all over the place, dude, and that gets real sketchy.
Yeah.
Nothing on body. Body's fine. It was just didn't like the track.
I'm thinking this bike setup maybe wasn't where he needed it to be.
Yeah. It's hard to say, like, it'd be body, and then, the week before he just dominates Daytona. I wouldn't say dominates, but wins it relatively, So it's like, I don't know. Yeah. We'll see how it goes in Detroit. Lost the red plate. And I mean, as fans, we love it because, it's makes the racing better.
Yeah.
But all right, 9th, Justin Hill, great ride for him. Top 10 for Justin Hill. It's cool to see both brothers. They're like slowly just getting better and better. Pretty cool to see.
I think having Roxon and Barsha up there too. I feel like because all of us pretty much thought it was going to be the Webb, Sexton, Tomac show this year so far, which it has. But I feel like this weekend really opened up the doors where like, all right, it's like, man, we could have 5 guys that could be potential winners. I think now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Coming out of the weekend, seeing how people ride.
I think Barsha's gonna. I could see him being at least back on the podium more.
And honestly, I am not going to count Anderson out too. I still think Anderson's going to get one this year.
Yeah,
he just needs to work on the starts, dude. His starts have been terrible. Like, these guys are so fast. Like, he can't be in like 10th or 12th off the start and get a win. Like he's gonna, just like Kenny, he's gonna have to. If he gets a whole shot, I think he'll get one. But,
yeah,
he's a West Coast dude too. He seems like he vibes way better out there. Like, that means so much to some of these guys, like mentally. I mean, you can see it even with AP. Like, he just historically just does better around his home crowds. Like it's better on his head, and like he rides better.
He might not win one till Utah.
Yeah.
Or I don't know I have to look back how Anderson did in Atlanta. I mean, I'm sorry, Daytona.
We got 8 rounds left.
Yeah. So Chase Sexton in 10th. He went down on that like weird rut there. I guess kind of like that tabletop. So I was gonna ask. I wanted to wait till we got to Chase. Now, do you think the other riders such as Webb and Tomac, also, or maybe now Barsha, are like, this dude's going down? Like, do you think they even like basically he's gone down the past 5 races? Do you think they're like, well, we don't really have? Do you think that's like they think that at all?
I think that Cooper Webb probably knows that if he just stays on him and keeps pressure on him, that he's gonna make a mistake. Like, because dude, he's done it every week. You know.
Yeah.
Like it's annoying for me, dude. I keep picking him for like RM to win one of these. I'm like, okay, like he screwed up last week, dude. He's gonna do better this week. He's gonna get that win. And he's just let me down, dude. He's let me down like 5 weeks in a row.
Dude, I'm a Tomac guy, and I went for Sexton this week too because I was feeling the same thing. I'm like, dude, he's been building momentum. His lap times, like his qualifying times, were just blistering fast. But
and on top of that, it was kind of like a hometown race for him, you know. Like,
yep.
I was like, man, this is gonna be the week finally.
This is the one. Illinois boys coming to Indiana to put her on the top, you know. Nope. And I think he might have hurt himself.
Yeah.
He got up holding his hand.
Yeah.
So he definitely didn't have a fire under him after that crash.
Yeah,
I mean, he worked his way up to 10th. I don't know how far back he went, but yeah, I mean, still got 10th. But yeah,
I don't think he was that far back. Maybe 10th, 11th, 12th. I don't think he really came back from that one very well.
I mean, if you'd told me that we were going to see the leaders lapping Sexton in this year, I would have said you're crazy, but they did. So
because actually, he got up right behind Dean Wilson. Dean Wilson went by him right when he got up, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so he was 13th. Well, I don't know where Dean was then, but
Dean crashed. So I think Wilson was like 11th when Sexton crashed.
Yeah, so, I think he kind of just floated around that spot for the rest of the race.
Yeah,
but dude, his clutch lever was jacked though. I don't know. That like it was like here's your bars. Like his clutch lever was like way out there.
Man, I like Chase too. I mean, I like the way he rides. You know, it's very, very flow Kenny style. You're just like, I mean, right now, do you think no crashes? He's the points leader right now.
Yeah, if he could hold us together, it probably would have been. Because, dude, how many wins would he have had? Like probably like 5.
I don't know. I don't know. At least 3.
Yeah. I think he would have had. Dude, he's pretty much been in first and went down like 4 or 5 times now, or been battling for the lead. And he was on Roxon when that happened too. I think you know if they would have kept racing, he would have crashed. He probably would have passed Roxon because, dude, he was really fast in the whoops. Like he was the fastest person all day in the whoops, I think.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if he could bounce back. He's only 13 down, so it's not like he's out of it. Yeah. He's just got to finish.
Yeah.
I mean, Josh Hill 11th. Dean Wilson 12th. Great ride for Dean there. Malcorath 13th. Kyle Chisholm 14th. I was right above where like the podium is, and man, Chisholm was right there with Kenny. Dude, it was pretty cool to see like those guys just like throwing it out after the Kenny's win.
He was talking about how because he missed last weekend, he crashed at their practice track and he was pretty messed up. It sounded like because apparently his bike cut out like over a triple. And he ate it at the practice track. He said his whole body. I went to that Pulp Live show that they did in Indy, and he said his whole body was just – he couldn't pick a specific spot that didn't hurt. Kind of one of those things, you know.
Dang. Freddie Noren, 15th. Justin Starling, 17th. What happened? I thought you were going to try to get Starling on the review.
I know. I never did message him. I should have. I figured it was late last night when we were talking about it. Then I never did when I was at work today. And I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if you could, I mean, if you want down the road or something, we can figure that out.
We'll see if we can get some more special guests.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to get whoever. I'm up for whoever. That'd be always cool. So Grant Harlan, 18.
Might actually have Scott Metz on later.
yeah, maybe. Cartwright, 19th. Cade. So Joan Cross, I suppose that was his first 450 main. And your boy Logan makes it again. So have you noticed, Dave, since you've been on here, he's made every 450 main?
Yeah, you know why? He's been working with Michael Lessie on his starts, bro. He's getting some starts. Yeah. My boy's getting some hole shots in the LCQ.
Ah, okay.
But dude, he had a shitty week though. I think I heard something. He was his race shock didn't got lost or something. It didn't show up for his bike, and he had to use his practice shock. So I think by the end of the main, his bike was probably not feeling the best. So
dang, yeah,
especially on that track. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's cool to see him continuing to progress each week. I have to see if I can get him to come on here.
Yeah, are you allowed to talk about what you have going on down the road with him?
I'll let him talk about that when the time comes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry for cliffhanger there for anybody.
Cliffhangers.
So 450. So let's go biggest improvement, or if I say surprise, you can go either way. So biggest improvement, or I guess surprise going up, if you want to put it that way, to anybody.
Should do clearly Roxon.
Yeah. You could say Barsha though too. I could say Barsha.
Yeah, but Barsha, Daytona and stuff, he's been battling up there for the podium, and Kenny's been floating more around 5th and 6th every race. So he's my biggest surprise was Roxon, because I knew that he had it in him, but I'm just to go from not getting a podium really at all to getting first in a race. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I
had two. I was really, really impressed with AC.
Yeah.
That was some gritty riding to come straight off an injury to that track and get 6th. And then Roxon for sure. Hovering in 5th almost all season, sometimes not even 5th, and then just come out of the gate with a hole shot and lead the entire race is insane. So, and I didn't realize he's won a lot of races in Indy. Indy's treated him good.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We definitely got to give an honorable mention to Justin Barsha though too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dude, watching those two ride, they're racing so clean, and just it was awesome. It was one of the best Indy Supercrosses I can remember in a while. The stadium was packed. It was loud as shit.
Dude, it was close to sold out. It wasn't sold out.
I think I saw somebody said something 60,000 plus people or something.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
It was very loud. That was awesome.
Yeah, those last 2 laps, dude, those guys were probably so fired up. Kenny Roxon's probably losing his mind because Barsha's behind him thinking he's about to get T-boned, and then everyone's screaming. I bet his heart was going so fast, dude.
Yeah.
Did you guys think Barsha was gonna put a wheel in there?
Yeah.
I thought the last turn before the finish line, I was he's gonna go for it.
When Kenny bobbled before 2 turns before the last, I was like, oh man, he's leaving the door wide. That's the last thing you want to do right now, Kenny.
He kind of pulled out, and he had just enough gap to where Barsha just couldn't quite put anything on him,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Man, Roxon was his corner speed was insane, dude. There's a couple of those 180 turns where he would just cut down, no berm, no nothing. Just, he was he was just feeling it.
Yeah.
I hope he continues to feel it because it could make it a freaking 5-way battle for the series.
Well, I know he said in an interview like a week or so ago that they pretty much have a few settings that he likes now, and they haven't been like doing so much testing like during the week anymore.
Yeah, that's what I read too. He finally had some like baselines that he could just work up and down from, but that's good. I mean, I think a couple of episodes ago when we were talking, that was kind of one of the things that we were mentioning is like he just was searching for a baseline to work on, and he hadn't had it yet. He was kept changing suspension and everything. I mean, obviously he found it. So,
because he only had a few weeks on the bike, before it started.
Also, give it up to his whole team. I mean, it's not like he's on a factory team. That's basically a privateer team, right? I mean, it has Suzuki.
And I've heard that they're having really hard issues just getting parts from Suzuki Japan too. So like, I feel like they're just scrounging kind of for whatever they can get. Hopefully this kind of amps up Suzuki a little bit, and they want to help the team a little bit more now that they have a guy that's winning races. Shit.
Well, they were probably in the mix of making a electric start, and they're like, oh, look, that guy won a kickstart. Scrap that. We don't need that anymore.
We don't need that. Not necessary.
All right. Anything else 450s that you guys talk about? Oh yeah, we didn't see biggest disappointment. I'm sorry about that. Tomac?
Dude, it's Sexton for me.
Sexton.
10th place, dude. He crashed again. Like, man, I just don't know. Like, he's so fast, but he just cannot hold it together.
What's that mean?
If he doesn't get his shit together, he's gonna have to take Michael Jordan's number off his bike. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
He might not get the invite over to KTM at this rate.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know. This is such a good idea.
He might actually keep Cooper Webb.
Yeah, Roger's looking right through the contract. Where can we get out of this at?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know Sexton and Webb, they're all up for contract stuff. But I don't know. I'm kind of curious like what's going to happen with the team stuff. I think, dude, Tomac retires, Webb goes to Yamaha for next Supercross season.
Yeah, I think everything plays.
How badass would that be?
It all plays on Eli, basically, for a lot of dominoes.
And if he decides to come back for next year for Supercross,
I mean, let's just say he stays hypothetically. You'll have the 2 and the 23, or do you have the 2 and the 3? Like, I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, plus who knows what's going to happen with Ferrandis? He hasn't really been performing very well. He's been hurt a lot.
I don't know if Supercross is his thing.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, dude, he was great on the 250. Like he won a title.
Dude, he's just too little for a 450. That bike manhandles him.
But he's so good outdoors.
It's a different style of riding, though. I mean,
yeah.
I feel like the precision with Supercross is like a different thing, a very different.
I mean, even look at Sexton, how much he's improved since he got a little bit more mass. I mean, when he was skinny, like just tall, skinny kid with no mass, like the 450 was eating him alive too. So,
dude, actually, that was another thing that Chiz talked about at the Pulp Live show. He was talking about how basically he's been struggling with the bike, dude, because he said the bike's too fast for him. Like he said, he's been having some issues with that because it's too fast. Like they need to tune it down more for him, just because he's getting out of control sometimes. But
yeah, I could imagine that.
And I think he said, because didn't he, like, one of his best rides was maybe the other weekend at Daytona or something he had. And I guess, like, in the middle of the race, something happened to, like, the ignition or something. Actually made it slower. And he said that was one of the best finishes he had, dude, because because the bike was slower, which is funny when it does it.
Yeah, you got an echo going on there. What's going on?
I do.
Do you hear that, Dave?
Not anymore. I think it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Sexton, man, yeah, disappointment. All right, let's go to 250. Well, 250 was boring. Hunter just checked out.
Yeah, it's just the Hunter show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard for anybody to beat him, dude. He's won like 4 out of 5 races now.
Yeah. Thrasher. Man, hang on. What is going on here?
You haven't figured it out?
No.
I think it's Justin. It sounds like it's mostly when you're talking. It's just us.
Yeah, it's just us. I don't know what to do with my hands now. Hey, our leader's gone.
I have no programming knowledge of what the next move is.
I have no idea. I don't even know what happened there. Don't even know. The echo went away. Nope, it's still there.
It's weird, dude. I wonder if it's your mic.
Here, hold on.
What now?
I switched my audio.
Did you fix it?
I just turned my mic off.
Is it still echoing for you?
No.
Oh, well. You need a new mic cord, bro.
Yeah, so Hunter Lawrence checked out. Yeah, I could still hear it. Okay, I hope it's not terrible. Thrasher, second. I like Nate. Rode well.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a big contender next year.
Yeah, Jordan Smith did pretty good. You know, he was hanging in there too, pretty much the whole race.
Yeah. There's a couple of 250 guys that were, I mean, obviously Lawrence is like, he was just in a world of his own there, but
he's one race away from tying Jet and Supercross wins now too.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. Did you see that where he almost went down? He hit that lapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blew that lapper's like brake lever, clutch lever off. Dude, he got really lucky there.
Do you think the lapper's trying to take a line, and Hunter's like, "That's my line"? I guess I haven't looked at that too much. But
I think it's hardest for the guy that's in first place going through the lappers because they're maybe not quite looking for that blue flag at the moment, you know? So I think it's hardest for the guys in first going through the lappers because they're paving the way for everybody else. Because after the guy in first gets through, then it's like, I feel like guys that are back there in like, 15th, 14th and shit like that. Now they're starting to look around a little bit, you know? Like, oh, okay, the guys, the podium guys are coming through.
Yeah.
And I think that kid he wasn't ready for that, you know? Like,
yep. Yeah, for Thrasher, kind of rode by himself. Jordan was a little farther back. Couldn't really gain on Hunter, but he actually didn't get a great start. He actually had to pass all his teammates in the whoops. So
I feel like Deegan had a pretty rough awakening to the ruts of the East Coast.
Yeah, he went down.
Yeah. He was struggling a little bit. Then he wound up crashing there in the whoops at the end too, or towards the middle.
He still did pretty good. I mean, considering everything. I mean, I'm impressed with the kid. I think he held it together. I mean, there's a lot of kids his age that would have just scrapped that entire race once he crashed. But
Chris Bliss was doing pretty good too.
Yep,
got some good starts, dude. He was up there battling up front for a while, until he got tired.
Yeah, dude. What do you think's going on with Pro Circuit? Like,
I mean, they just want to keep the rig going down the highway. That's why Bloss is in it. But dude, like all those kids, man.
But I'm just like, you remember like 3 years ago, dude, like it was all green bikes, whole shot, like top fives.
Yeah.
Like now Star Yamaha is like everywhere. Their motors are hot, like their suspension looks great. Like I don't know what the change. I don't know what happened with the Kawasaki, like the pro circuit team, to like just disconnect like that. I mean, I understand they got some, some racers, some riders that are hurt, but
dude, like half the team's not even making it to the first Supercross race because they're getting hurt. They're getting hurt at the practice tracks. Like there must be like a lot of pressure. I don't know what's going on over there, dude. Like who the trainers are that are like pushing them or what's going on. But yeah, I mean, half the team didn't even make it to the first round of the races. They've only had a couple even make it on the track, and now only the handful of guys that have made it to race for pro circuit have gotten hurt also. And now they're bringing in backups like Chris Bloss.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that meme?
I will say though, Austin Faulkner, dude, he's just had some bad luck because like his injuries have been a direct result of things that I feel like were a little bit out of his control. The last couple, because I mean, dude, he got cross jumped by Jet Lawrence last season, bad, and you saw what happened to that. He was out for the rest of the season, broke the collarbone, and now this year he kind of got a little crossed up on that start, dude, and that's it for him.
Dave, you seen that meme where it's like preseason Cows pro circuit? That's like the whole team. It's like mid-season, it was one guy.
Yeah.
It
sucks, but it's true. I always wonder, like, is it because their program's too loose that people are getting hurt, or do you think that there's just so much pressure to perform? Which, I mean, I kind of under the impression that it's the pressure because I just know guys that have ridden for Mitch in the past, like, he wants you to do good. Like, he's not going to – I mean, he's up there with the Roger DeCosters of the world as far as wanting results. So,
yeah.
What about actually, I just missed what's his name? I already forget. Pro Circuit. He just said his name.
Mitch Payton.
The manager's name?
Mitch Payton, the owner.
I just missed him at Indy. Like they go, oh, there goes Mitch Payton. I'm like, dang. But
yeah, he rolled by me too.
But
dude, Dave, remember when we were in Vegas for Monster Energy Cup? He was like right in the stands, right by us, dude.
Oh yeah, chilling.
Remember PC back in the day? You had Dean Wilson, Blake Baggett, and what's his name? Can't think of his name. He's out of Idaho.
Weston Pike.
Jake Weimer.
Jake Weimer, yeah. What a team!
Oh, dude, there's so many good teams from Pro Circuit.
Yeah, I mean they get the best dudes. They have for a long time.
Yeah.
Not no more.
Dude, that Baggett, that it was insane on that 250.
El Chupacabra.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, they still have they got like the top amateur talent coming in too. It's just the kids keep getting hurt. Like they just can't ride Supercross.
Yeah.
And like I don't know if they need to dumb it down for them or something. They need to change the format of them practicing, like coming up from the amateur stuff. Like I don't know if they're just like throwing them out on the completely biggest Supercross track they can right off the bat or something or what, and they're just getting broken off. Like maybe they need to have the kiddie Supercross track.
We need to go build them a Supercross track that they can actually survive
and work themselves up. They don't need 12 loops. They need like 4. Let's just get the front end dip in a couple, and then we're out of them. Like get used to that feeling before like we just throw them to the wolves here.
Jamar had a pretty good ride. I saw him made his way up to 4th.
Yeah.
Happy to see that. Max Anstey 5th. I mean, yeah, that's all right. I mean, he's been top 5 this whole season so far. Yeah, Deegan, Tom Vial. I was just thinking, what's the Honda? I mean, I hope some of these young kids come up but the Honda 250 team after the Lawrence brothers leave, man, I don't know. They got a lot riding on it.
They'll find people.
Yeah,
That's what they do.
Well, I mean, what's the one kid's name that's riding over there with Jet? Chance?
Yeah, Chance Hymas.
Yeah.
Dude, that kid's real good. I think he's going to be really good outdoors too.
Did he? Yeah. Oh, he's on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the only kids that straight up beat Hayden Deegan like in the amateur races.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last one that they all raced together, that he smoked Deegan.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Michael Hicks had a pretty good one again, 13th.
Yeah, I think Colin Park. Yeah, he's on a factory Honda. Maybe not. I mean, he was on a Honda.
They're on Phoenix. I think like Colin Park, Cody Schock, and who else?
Cody Schock had a good ride.
Yeah,
he had a couple little mishaps, but he still finished pretty strong.
The whole team finished like in order 10, 11, 12 or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, Henry Miller. See on Honda too. Yeah, I know there's a few of them. I know that.
We were sitting over by where that dude crashed and knocked himself out.
Oh, right, yeah. I heard that was any update? Is he better? Anybody heard?
Oh man, dude.
I'm not sure. He was from Houston.
He's messed up. Yeah, Reyes or whatever his name is. I did see he posted something. He seems a little jaded. Here, let me
dude, he was knocked out for a minute. It was a while.
Let me read what he posted.
Did anybody see Bubba Pauly's crash?
No.
I didn't see it either, but I saw he ripped his thumb off.
What?
Like all the way off. Look at his Instagram page. He crashed and his thumb ripped off. They were able to get his thumb reattached, but they weren't able to save the tendon in his thumb. But I was like, I'm guessing maybe he crashed in practice. It sounds like it was a freak crash or something, but I didn't see the crash. So,
yeah. So he had a grade 5 liver laceration, fractured shoulder, and a concussion. And he also found out that he hurt his ankle the week before and in Daytona, and that's fractured also. But like he had kind of an interesting like Instagram post. He's like, he said that he's more heartbroken on how irrelevant you are for the sport as a privateer in a situation like this. But he did say that he thanked the fans and everyone who did reach out to make sure he was okay. So I'm kind of curious, like, I wonder if they were like, something happened like when he was knocked out or something, dude. Like if they were just kind of trying to shoo him off the track or something, like I feel like something weird must have happened that pissed him off to where he'd say that. But
did you listen to Caden Braswell? He won like the LCQ or something, and his speech, like TV wise, it cut it off because he was talking so long.
Really?
Yeah. He was like, man, I heard it because I was right by. He's like, man, I'm just happy to be out here. There's some great talent out here. Like he went on for a while.
Oh yeah, the dude on the Yamaha or the Suzuki.
He ride the Honda.
He took a play.
He had on like yellow gear though, or something weird. Yeah, I do remember that. He was talking a lot.
Yeah,
he took a play out of the Max Anstey playbook.
Yeah, and Max took one out of Marvin's playbook.
Yeah,
but yeah, if I went most like positive or like biggest improvement, I'd say Jeremy Martin for the 250.
Yeah, I'd say Jeremy Martin was pretty good. Jordan Smith was riding really good.
Yeah. Oh, real quick back to the 450. Did you see the podium? All the riders brought their wives and kids on the podium.
Yeah.
It was funny. They were talking on Twitter. They're like, the days of McGrath with the chicks is over.
All right. Yeah, dude. I heard somebody else talking too. Like, if you got kids and a beard, like you shouldn't be in the 250 class anymore.
Well, they said that about Jordan Smith, and the next race he shaves, and they asked him like, "Oh, why'd you shave your beard?" Like, "Oh, I got sand in it during practice." so they don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know who's a big disappointment in the 250. You could say Hayden, but he just a whoops guy. I mean, I don't know. No, nobody really.
The lack of competition for Hunter is probably the disappointment in me. Like,
no.
Yeah.
You think anybody will beat him this year?
I'm excited to see the East-West shootout. Yeah. I know that.
Like, oh man, that'd be good. Wonder how those two will battle it out.
And I think he might win the outdoor title this summer.
Oh, I ain't putting that on that. No way.
Because
you don't think he'll take the outdoor title?
Hunter, no way. You got Justin Cooper. You got RJ if you don't want it.
Oh man, I think Hunter's like stepping his game up, dude.
But man, it's like outdoors, he was leading like some races, and then he was kind of like did some RJ things. He was like, what happened?
I think if anybody has, it'll be Cooper that can give him any sort of chase. I feel like in the championship for the outdoor season.
You know who we're missing though? We're not talking about this because he's not riding. Joe Shimoda outdoor.
I don't think he can't give it to Hunter. I don't think
he blew his wad last year, bub.
Yeah. And I think Hunter's just like feeling it, dude. I think he's got that bike dialed in. Like he's just riding good, man.
Yeah.
And I think that going into the outdoor season too, like I think that he thinks that he's probably going to win it, like not having his brother in it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like, especially if he wins the Supercross title, he's going to go into the outdoor season like with confidence, like up to here.
Don't forget. I mean, I don't know how it'll be on the Club MX, but Jerry Martin, outdoor man.
Yeah, but he's just getting older. I don't know. I don't think he's got it.
I mean, I think Cooper will win some races.
Yeah.
I mean, Hunter's definitely not going to dominate outdoor like he has Supercross. But I don't know if Cooper has enough. Cooper's kind of like Sexton in my book. He always messes up, throws it away.
Yeah,
Something happens. He did hold it together for the destinations. I'll give him that. Like, probably the best I've ever seen the kid ride.
I was going to say, like, that year that him and Jet were going at it, like, he was fast, dude. He won a bunch of races, but, like, he was just all over the place.
Yeah, when he doesn't win, he crashes.
Consistency wasn't there.
Yeah. I agree.
But I think Anstey's riding outdoors, though, too.
No, he's Supercross only. And then World Supercross.
Oh,
okay. Tom Bio, I mean,
he's good, but I just don't think he's quite Hunter level.
That'd be interesting. I'm ready. I mean, I don't want to see. I'm not ready to fast forward time, but outdoors would be cool to watch this year.
I thought Tom would have his best go at maybe winning or being on the podium at Daytona, and he was in second, crashed, and we saw what happened there.
Dude, you need to take this show on the road. Get some live feedback.
Aaron wanted me to go to Indy.
Yeah,
I need to hire like a cameraman though.
You need a press pass, dude. I'll be your cameraman. Shit, I got a GoPro. That's all you need.
Yeah.
I could just do it. I can get behind the camera, but I feel like it takes a little bit away from it. Like if you're not showing your face as well.
You just need a selfie stick.
Yeah. Hey, can you?
Just walk up to people with those little miniature microphone things like they do for all the YouTube guys.
Yeah, they got those like road things they stick on them now.
Yeah.
Start asking all the riders what their takedown count number is.
RJ was he was in attendance. He was one section over from me. I thought about going over and saying hey, but he definitely looks smaller in person.
Yeah, those guys are all small, man. They're little jockeys.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? 250s? Ready for Detroit?
They got a long whoop section.
Yeah.
Other than that, the track looks pretty standard. But they do have a long loop section.
We said that last week.
And look at what happened in the whoops.
When's Innovation Dirt Solutions going to do a motocross track or Supercross?
Dude, there's so many good guys out there building them. I'll stick to the mountain bike stuff. I mean, I like building moto tracks and stuff, but
when's the last time you did something like that or dealt with, like, played around with it?
I mean, we're always building jumps and shit at the farm or whatever, but like full track, it's been a while. Probably my buddy out in Verona had one we built, 6 years ago or something. The Doug Dunaway, we resurfaced a bunch of that stuff for him, but that's been years ago now too. It's fun, but there's so many guys that do it for a living now, or most people just do it. They just grab a machine or a dozer and do it themselves at their farm, So
I was the crash test dummy for the Doug Dunaway track build.
Nice.
Who's the kid? I think it's in Union. They got like a motocross track in their front yard. You ever seen that?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
are you talking about the old freestyle jumps?
Not what's his name, like off of like. This is like an actual track. You drive by and you're like, that's a motocross track.
Is it right off the interstate?
I mean, it's on a road. It's not like you can't see it from the highway now.
You can't see it from okay. It's not the.
I was like, oh shit, yeah.
Hard telling.
Yeah. Next time I'll see if I can pinpoint where it's at, and I'll let you know. So we got Detroit. Are you guys putting Tomac back in for the win, or are you going to take him off?
He's rebounding.
I mean, he'll probably win, but I'll probably still pick Sexton to win, and I'll probably get left on for the 6th time.
Oh shit!
I mean, literally, he just needs that ball to he just needs to get past that. I think he'll start clicking him off.
I'm like the worst roulette player because it's like, dude, I swear it's gonna hit black one of these times, and it just keeps hitting red, dude, every week.
That's funny. Yeah, I'll say Tomac rebounds. I mean, I'll say that, and I can see Barsha staying out there. Maybe I don't know. I think the momentum's with him too.
You think Roxon's gonna stay on the podium?
Man, dude, he's got some confidence. Like if he's got some confidence in that bike, finally, he could be dangerous.
The dirt's going to be pretty similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing funky going on. Like they don't have any sand. It's just all the same. It looks like it's pretty much all the same consistency, as far as like soil stuff is going on. So they don't have any like weird sand corners or anything like that. But
I think it's going to be Tomac, Sexton, Roxon. That's my 3.
No Webb?
I like Tomac, Barsha, Sexton.
No, I don't think so.
That long whoop section is what's got me. So I'm going to say, even though I'm probably going to get disappointed again, I'm going to say Sexton, Tomac, and Webb.
See, with those long whoops, dude, I just can't. I got to rule Webb out. He's just not a whoops guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking I think they're gonna get broken down just like Indy kind of did to that black dirt, So
yeah,
that's why I'm saying that. But I hope to see Kenny back on the podium again though, just because I like seeing Kenny up there, because like everybody hates on that inferior bike and everything, Like I think it's awesome that he's out there winning.
Yeah. I even know people who aren't Kenny fans or still liked it. But all right, boys. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
We've covered it all.
And obviously, Hunter's going to win the 250 class.
Yeah. We just can move on for that. We know what's happened there.
All right. That the East Coast 250 class is getting pretty predictable here.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, boys. Thanks, Dave, for coming back on. And I'll talk to y'all sometime soon.
Later.
Cool. See you guys.